Hello and welcome to the Luminous Body Podcast, Healing from Within. This is episode 3, What is Health? I am Dr. Jackson Waring, a chiropractor and kinesiologist. I am also your co-host, joined by my lovely wife,
Dr. Hilary Conroy, a chiropractor and kinesiologist.
That's
We're actually really stoked about talking about health.
Yeah.
And look, I know that it seems really basic, but if you don't know what you're going towards, you don't know how to get there.
Yeah. If you don't know what health really is and what that really means for you as an individual person, how do you know what's working and what isn't?
That's right, which is why today we're going to be discussing the true definition of health and how understanding what really underpins health opens us up to many more possibilities for healing.
Sure does. It's all about perceptual change, shifting the way you look at things, and also opening up to different ways that, probably things we take for granted in life, but how they really influence our health.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're looking to redefine health today from a more human perspective.
Yeah, well, redefine it for you.
Yeah, that's right.
Because I think there's so much ancient wisdom that already has this view on health, but somewhere along the way we got lost in the minutiae of being physically human.
That's right.
In such a way that we've missed out on a huge piece of the pie.
Yeah.
Much to our detriment.
Yeah. And, so much of the focus, not just from our conditioning and also the information we receive from the systems that be, it's so much of the information we get around health is very much fear-based. It's very much what health really isn't, I guess. And I think also looking at it from that something that needs to be problem solved, something that needs to be managed, something that needs to be manipulated or controlled, rather than something that, can really help us sort of really hack our well-being.
Yes.
And we've got a whole system in here ready to go. And because our focus is so solidly on what's wrong, we don't get to see, what
illness,
do we want?
The disease.
That's right.
Yeah, we don't even consider where we're going. We just, like you said, we spend a long time trying not to be sick.
That's right. And through our research, we have come to understand that what makes up health goes way beyond what occurs in the physical body. I think you'd agree.
Yeah.
And we want to redefine it because we want to explore different ways to tap into other aspects of life to heal.
That's right. That's right.
So I guess what's important about this is that what's important about what we're saying to do with how we currently look at health. Maybe when we look at health as long as I'm not sick or unwell, I'm healthy. And I guess the limitations there is that we would consider ourselves healthy when we have no health challenges.
Yes. Oh my gosh, the ever elusive nothing is wrong with me.
Yes. And
yes,
I would say trying to attain that level of perfection is 1, irrelevant, 2, impossible.
Yeah.
Because having zero health challenges or zero stresses basically means you're not living your life. I mean, really, if you're not affected by something, then maybe we're not trying hard enough or something, not out in the world, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're living under a rock, essentially.
Yeah, probably living under a rock. Yeah.
Not to say I haven't dreamt of that life before.
I think we all have, haven't we?
Probably. But also, I think it's really important to redefine health so that we know what we're working towards.
That's right.
Yeah.
We innately like to have something to focus on and to direct our energy towards and to make plans for. But if we don't know what we're making plans for, we don't know what's possible, we do just get stuck on what's not working.
That's right. I mean, you become hyper-focused on illness and disease or things that aren't working for us. And we can find anything really that's going on in the system and we can hyper-focus on that rather than using maybe other parameters to give us the feedback that we are actually healthy.
That's right. Because life is extremely colourful and it's complex. And when we're talking about health, we're talking about the whole body, whole human experience.
Yeah. So in redefining health, it's like zoom out.
Yes.
Right? Yeah,
exactly.
And gain more context about your
Yes.
well-being, so you can actually sort of judge for yourself what is working and what isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've become really, really good, microscopically good at pinpointing disease and illness.
Yeah.
We know what it looks like. We know where we find it. We know exactly the genesis of, cancer, for example. But we've become so focused on this kind of detail that we've lost focus on what it is to be human.
Yeah.
So, like Jackson said, zoom out, have a look around you.
The whole story and how the story created that pinpoint one little thing. Not saying it's little for everyone, but, the thing that we're sort of hyper-focused on here, if we zoom out, we get a lot more opportunities to address different parts of our health.
Yes.
Yeah, to create a more healing unit. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think we should just jump straight into it.
Yeah.
Okay. And so the definition of health that we have found that most accurately represents the human condition.
The human experience.
That's right. Maybe not the human condition, the human experience is the indigenous definition of health.
That's right. And I'm going to just read it out to you.
Yeah.
Because the first time I heard this definition, I was sitting in a lecture in uni and, the question raised was, what's health? What do you think health is? And at the time I was like, well, it's, you're not sick, obviously. And then a few other people were like, oh, well, it's when you're happy.
Oh.
And there were all these kind of answers that all meant something. It's not that they're not relevant. They are relevant. But this definition was eye-opening for me.
Okay.
And I hope it is for you too. Good health is more than the absence of disease or illness. It's a holistic concept that includes physical, social, emotional, cultural, and spiritual well-being for both the individual and the community.
Wow. There you have it.
There you have it.
There you have it. And I feel like the first sentence, good health is not just the absence of disease.
Bingo.
Like mic drop, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I remember reading that thinking, of course it's not.
Yeah. Oh. And it's like, oh, the sun's coming up. Whoa.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just so perfectly encompasses so much, but in such a succinct little sentence.
Line, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's just so much more than that. And beyond that, what stood out even more to me, because that was the realm I was working in, doing a health degree, you focus on illness and disease.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Was that it's not just about you. It's about your community.
Oh, man, that hits home so hard. How often do we think, am I well? Am I healthy? Let me look to the state of my community or my communities.
Or my family or
the social systems that I'm living in and working in, these connections that I have. How healthy is my community? How well is my community doing? And how can I measure my own sense of health based off of how my community is doing?
I mean, and this is wild because I can genuinely say that for most of my life, I haven't even recognized that I've been part of a community.
Absolutely.
And so when I heard that my health is also a reflection of my community, I actually had to think about who my community was.
Yeah.
Who is that?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. How are they going? That level of disconnection is so innate in me.
Yep. And I think that the disconnection from community does actually affect our health, affect other parameters of our health as
Absolutely.
well. Our physical and emotional well-being and how we even experience and perceive pain, the isolation, the alienation, the loneliness, the, inability to reach out or be part of something. I think it really does affect the way that we cope.
Humans are inherently relational and communal beings.
Absolutely. Connection is oxygen.
Connection is nervous system health. And for the longest time, I know for me personally, I just was oblivious to that.
Yeah.
And bringing it back to it being a reflection of me personally gave me greater understanding for how important it was, firstly, to be part of a community, and secondly, for my community to be healthy.
Yeah.
It's not just about me.
Yeah. 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 And it also, I feel like I don't know what I'm feeling into here, but I feel like it also takes out that health ego and health competitiveness,
Totally.
Oh, I'm doing all my morning routines and I have like 10 smoothies and orange juice and lemon, whatever in the morning.
Yeah.
And so I'm so healthy and you're not, kind of thing.
Totally.
It's like, okay, yeah, I did my thing.
Yeah.
But if I look to others,
Can they even do that thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it really inspires service from people too.
Yeah, I think so
Which is
too.
a beautiful act, right? It's like, Buddha says, heal yourself, then heal others. That's the purpose of life. Simple as that.
Exactly.
It's like, okay.
Totally.
Yeah.
So, I think beyond the absence of illness and disease, that your health is greater than just you. For me, personally, mind-blowing.
Absolutely.
Yep.
The other thing that I love about that definition is that it explains health as a holistic concept using the physical, emotional, social, cultural, and spiritual aspects of health.
So overlooked.
I know. And so we get quite caught up in pain, illness, and disease.
Yes.
But when do we ever sit and think, where am I at physically, emotionally, socially? Where am I at culturally and spiritually? And how are those areas of my health going?
No, we don't consider it at all. I think we've broken ourselves up into so many little bits that the whole of us is not so much considered.
Yeah.
But the parts that make us whole need their own attention as well.
That's right.
And so can you ever really, truly feel good if you're emotionally not well? Like even if you don't have pain in your body, are you well? Are you thriving if you have this emotional baggage?
That's it. Same goes if you're, like I was sort of saying before, like if you're disconnected from society or community, are you really well?
Yeah. Do you belong? Do you feel like you belong? Because that's what matters.
Yeah. Are you connected in some way? It creates a sense of security and support. But I guess also the thing about the holistic concept that really drives home for me is I think it speaks to the system, that we see the system breaking down to then form illness, disease, or injury. And I think if we open our lens up to these different aspects of health, we're actually looking at the system that is breaking down to create those symptoms or signs.
The illness, the disease.
Yeah,
that's right.
And so I think, why, if these systems break down to form illness and disease, then why don't we look at those systems to create health, well-being and healing?
So many more opportunities for healing.
I mean, I think it really brings out the magic of healing when we do evaluate our health and well-being based off of where we're at spiritually, how connected we are socially, how well we treat ourselves physically, also where we're at with our emotional intelligence, our awareness and engaging with that in a meaningful way as well.
Yeah, I think it makes healing more accessible, to be blunt.
Oh, 100%.
Because if healing is more than just physically healing, it means you have many more things at your fingertips.
That's right.
If you're struggling to physically get well, connect with your culture and deepen your understanding of where you come from. You can work on your emotional health just at home by yourself if you don't have access to different care.
Yeah.
You have so many more possibilities if you can lean on these other aspects that make up health.
That's right.
Definitely.
And I think that's so significant to moving forward as well.
Yeah.
I think when we look at our health and well-being through these different outcome measures, let's say,
yes,
or through these different aspects, we're actually giving ourselves almost future pacing. This is what health is to me. This is what I define as health, and that is what I'm working towards. It takes our hyper focus away from what's wrong or what's not going well or what's not responding to medication, and we're sort of turning towards a more holistic sense of where we want to be. Not just getting away from that thing that's uncomfortable and horrible and difficult, but actually moving towards aspects that are fulfilling and empowering and connective. And I think it doesn't just create context around our suffering, but it gives the system, the body, something to work towards.
Yeah.
If we are hyper-focused on pain and illness and injury and disease, we can really create more of that. But when we open up our vision and we have a vision for the future of who we want to be in our health and well-being, the system can go, oh, that's a goal. That's where we're going towards. So let's start, building this thing and creating that thing and going towards that thing to start moving that way.
I've actually got a really good example.
Oh, go for it. Yeah.
And it just reminded me of when you said when we focus on the illness or the disease or whatever's going on, we kind of can create more of it. It's really, really common in clinic. You meet your new patient and they've got this specific thing that they've had for years. Like just say it's mid-back pain. I've tried everything. I have taken the supplements, etc., and it's just debilitating. And if I can just get through this, I'm going to feel fine. And so we do the treatment and then they come back a few treatments later, just say, and I'll ask them, how's your mid-back pain going? And they'll say, oh, yeah, that's gone, but my ankle really hurts.
Yeah.
And I think to myself, oh, wow, like that was there for like 10 years.
Yeah. And when they came, they were so hyper-focused on it.
Yeah.
If I just got past this, I would be okay.
Yes.
But actually, no, because this is really important because we really know we're experts at being unwell. We know how to struggle. We know how to suffer. We actually don't know how to be healthy.
Yep.
We don't know how to be well. We don't know how to accept things when they come good, and so we just move the hyper-focus from the mid-back pain to the ankle problem.
To the ankle pain.
Yeah. And it's like, well, if I could just get past this ankle problem, I'd be okay. I'd be well. And it's like, well, no, because the programming is there. So shift the programming, give yourself other options.
Yeah.
Give yourself something to move towards that would work better for you.
That's right.
And by doing that, we also learn how to hold health and well-being. Some of the most important emotional work we do is around being okay healing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm okay being healthy. And more often than not, people have emotional blocks around that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because
more than you would think.
More than you think. I think it's so familiar and therefore so safe because it's like better the devil you know, right?
Exactly.
To be in pain, to be ill, to have something to complain about.
Or what is it protecting you from? I think I treat lots of mums, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of mums, there's a big block around being okay healing, even though they want it. And often that block is if I'm well, I'm never going to stop.
Okay. Yeah, right.
I'm going to be in demand 100% of the time and I need a breather. And so the only way my body feels like it gets a breather is by not being well or by being in pain.
So true. And isn't that like that just rings for me like, if you don't rest, your body will make you rest.
Yes, exactly.
and that's the only time we'll let ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is I've got I can't heal because if I heal, I'll be so good that no one will give me a break.
Exactly.
Which is really saying I really need rest, but I don't know how to give it to myself and I don't know how to set boundaries so that I can achieve that.
I know. It's very layered.
But look at the opening.
That's right.
We've now discovered, so many more avenues
Yeah.
to address the underlying issue. I think, and this is with a lot of compassion and very gentle. I think creating illness and disease and injury for ourselves and hyper focusing on that is a really good way to get attention, get a connection, get some kind of somehow getting some of our needs met somehow.
Well, not even creating it, but but finding ourselves in illness and disease can serve a purpose.
That's right. And we can get really stuck in it.
Yes.
And then it can become this really hard idea to think, oh, well, if I heal, I lose all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, well, I get that. But if you really understand health and what goes into health, and especially in these aspects, look at what you're gaining. You're gaining spiritual well-being, cultural connection, social connection. You're gaining a physical sense of well-being, an emotional sense of well-being. You create a system that can house joy and happiness and also can be so resilient during times of suffering. And I think that's if there was any better description of the human experience, I don't know a better description.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah. Look, as long as we can understand that it's not just about not being sick, and that's the only thing we take out of today, we've got a lot to work with.
So much.
There's a lot to work with,
Yep.
So many aspects, mental, physical, emotion, spiritual. And there's a lot of healers in all those different realms.
Oh, yeah. There's so much out there for us. And when we open up to that, we can see it.
Which is what, one thing that I will say, when it comes to having like so many different options for healing is people exist in those realms for a reason. And when we are on our healing journey, if we can hold to us what is important to us and not project our opinion onto others about what healing looks like for us. For example, you might not be a spiritual person and that's fine. You might think, not for me, totally cool. You can go about your healing journey in a different way. But if the person next to you needs a connection to God for their health and well-being to be where they want it to be, leave that to them.
Well, that's it. You can, because by understanding your health and the different factors that go into it, you've taken your health into your own hands. You know, you're so empowered. You don't need a comparison or likeness. You can be really responsible and accountable and in charge of it.
And you can allow others the same freedom to explore what matters for them.
Yeah, I think that really speaks to, when we look at health as this holistic concept and really own it, we do just look way beyond ourselves.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, I think. Stay open, folks.
Stay open. Stay tuned. Our next episode, episode 4, we will be talking about the triad of health and how the triad of health is a really amazing way to look at the different aspects of healing and also looking through that lens at illness and disease and injury.
Yes.
How that really is going to open up your eyes to different options and different parts of yourselves.
Yes.
We're really excited to take you on that journey.
Very excited.
Thank you so much for joining us today for episode 3, What is Health? I hope you're all inspired to look at your health differently and create a new vision for yourself to move forward while also holding these parts very gently.
Yep, that's right.
We really look forward to seeing you next week. Please subscribe.